Well, I started music at a really young age. Um, Music really runs a lot in my family. My mother was a singer. Two of my uncles were actually in bands together. So music for me is really an important aspect in life. And the band kind of started out as a fluke. I mean, I knew Brandon for a very long time through high school.
I've known Julian for about 6 years and Randy for about 13 years. So it's basically started with me interacting with Julian in terms of music. We were very much into the same type of music, and we started a band a long time ago.
We used to play in a band together, and we had that connection from the start.
Back in 2006. So we really connected in terms of music. And as the years went by, I introduced him to Randy.
Well, it started out with Brandon and Julian being best friends, and Julian trying to steal my best friend for 13 years. And he came over to my house with Brandon, and he saw that I had a guitar laying on the ping pong table with dust all over.
Randy was Brandon's best friend. When I was really young, I didn't really like Randy. He really got passionate about singing one summer. I don't know where it came from. I think it was kind of like his puberty crisis.
He discovered my passion for singing, and we started covering, Bruno Mars. Today I don't feel like to. Anyways, besides the point.
From there, we just started covering songs, and then eventually we're like, hey, we should make some songs, and that's how it started.
His voice came out, and I realized that everything just fit together perfectly.
Uh, and that's how I started. We just started doing covers, and one day we're like, let's make a song, and we made 10 Miles Away.
It was our first song to write, and also it was very um, it was seen more as a mockery to those lovey-dovey pop songs that people write about in terms of their girlfriends or their boyfriends. Or people come up to me and be like, 10 miles away. 10 miles is really not that far, and I have to be like, yeah, it isn't far, but if you could interpret it as an obsessive person over their loved one, right? And then really it's really a song about making a mockery of it. Some people might say it that way, but not everyone really. Some people actually really can relate to it. Regardless of how many miles it is, it's still a love song in the end.
It's very important for bands to really have someone that organizes what they do with their money. And as a band starting off, we're all students, so we don't have too much income, you know. So what we try and do is we try and recruit a lot of people that are in different trades that would probably help us, like in photography or cinematography. People that will help us out that don't really expect to be paid. We collaborate a lot with students, and we help them out by making them practice what they've been taught in school, and they help us out a lot because they don't really expect to get paid, but we're gonna give them a T-shirt or a CD here and there, just to show that we appreciate what they're doing for us, and just that's how we deal with our financial issues. Well, right now we're really going with the current. We're not really focused on being too serious, but we're not really slacking off with our stuff. Right now we're practicing a lot, and we're doing our thing there. And hopefully, if something good arises in the near future, we won't hesitate to take it.
Creative process. Well, there's two approaches. There's one approach where it's one member has an idea and he presents it, basically lays it on the table, and we just pick up on it and we start to work at it collectively. Or there's the second approach where we're gonna pick a date, we're gonna sit together, and we're gonna write everything from scratch. And half the album was one approach and half of it was the other approach. And it's a really fun process.
Yeah, it actually was. I've been in other studios before, but not as professional as this one.
It was kind of nerve-wracking. I think more for me than for the others. I had to do a lot of takes because it's something I'd never done before, and it came out great. And I feel like next time definitely come more prepared because it's a more respectful thing to do for the producer. Be prepared. Shout outs to Derek and Shattered Sounds. Amazing job.
I think he did a really good job in terms of the album and the mixing and the mastering.
Can't wait to work with them again. It's a fun process, really. Yeah.
The vibe was really very different. It felt more serious. It felt like we were really there to work on something.
We're part of the Montreal music scene, so our scene is very young. We have really a lot of youth in the scene, so we're really targeting people our age. But I mean, if people that are older than us can reflect on our music also and really relate to what we're doing, that's perfect. I really appreciate that too. I took music classes in high school, but I mean a lot of it I taught myself. I mean in high school I learned how to play the bass, but I mean I taught myself guitar and drums and piano on my own time. I'm always learning from other musicians, like I'm always learning from my band members. Randy helps me a lot with my singing. He gives me a lot of feedback on what I should be doing. And Brandon taught me a lot about playing drums too.
I've been playing drums for about 12 years now. So yeah, I've been taught by my dad. My dad was a drummer back in the day, and he taught me the basics, and then from there I pretty much learned other rhythms and patterns and all that.
I feel like I'm under Brandon and Julian's wing because they're more established musicians. Like they come from very musical background compared to me. Like my dad just sings in the shower. It's about it. But you know, it's still a building process. It's a learning process for me. Just trying to build my craft, and with that, performing and taking everything much more seriously than I am now. But it's all about being the best guy you could be. Perfecting your craft and then showcasing the world.
Summer has just started, so we've really been practicing a lot. We got a lot more free time to really focus on the band now. Practicing our stage presence and all that. So we're planning on playing a show in the near future, probably by the end of the summer.
Like sometimes I say like I could just go and play at the Bell Center really in front of 20,000 people. If you really need to be confident really. If you have that, I feel like the more you practice, the more confident you are, and the more confident you are, it will result to a better performance.
Yeah, I am. I mean, every artist should be proud of what they put out, but I mean, at the same time, you learn a lot every time you go into the studio and every time you record something. I mean, I remember days where I would go into the studio and not feel good about any of my music that I've been writing, and I would regret certain things that I would always ask myself, like, oh yeah, maybe I should have played it like this, maybe I should have played it faster. But you learn a lot of new things, and regret bring a lot of good memories too.
I want to just thank you for keep supporting our movement, our music, and keep supporting the positivity we project through this outlet. I just want to say, like, never think you're not good enough. Never think you're ugly. Don't let anyone judge you. Basically, rise above all that BS. Just be you and keep being creative and show love and positivity. You don't need all that negativity in your life. So, but thank you once again, and can't wait to show you guys some new stuff in the near future. Thank you.
Well, basically, yeah, just get the album. We got a whole bunch, so I hope you guys enjoy it. Really, it's our first album, so it's really experimental. But if you guys could really accept what we got and look forward to more, it'd be much appreciated. So thank you.
Just thanks very much everybody for watching. If you like the video, share it with all your friends. We're doing our thing. We're all struggling through life. So if you like this video, if you can relate to it, just show it to your friends, and hopefully they would enjoy it too. Thanks.
Julian and Randy like to really drink, and because Randy's always heartbroken and has a big ego, and have Julian, who really just doesn't have all the money, and really he just really wants to get all drunk, and I have to go ahead and buy all their drinks, and really it's just they think I have all the money in the world.